Hello, you are doing Afrikaans lessons, and today we are finalizing all our different rules and we're bringing everything together with past tense. We'll be doing the helping verbs, and then from there you should have everything you need to know about making past tense sentences with main verbs and helping verbs. Just overview quickly. So we have finished the main verbs on the right hand side. Now we're looking at the helping verbs, and specifically the past tense helping verbs. Moes, kon, moch, wil, and so. Moch is not used in contemporary Afrikaans as much anymore. Even when I made the sentence, I was like, ooh, moch. Moch doesn't seem as easy as on the tongue as the others do, because they're used a lot. So just a note for that, I've included it because it is part of the helping verbs, but it's not used a lot. So stompie. Once again, stompie hasn't changed. What happens in past tense with stompie and helping verbs is that you're putting the helping verb in the beginning of the sentence. And what happened in present tense? What happened to the other verb in the sentence? It pushed it to the end, and it does exactly that. It adds it to the end as a verb and a het. Because it is past, you need to see that het somewhere. So let's look at another picture just to show you the differences. Okay, so this is the past tense placement, this first one. Subject, helping verb, time, object, verb, and het. When you had the present tense, you had subject, helping verb, time, object, verb. So the subtle difference, and I'll show you at the end, I'm going to show you one past tense, one present tense sentence with helping verb, and one past tense. All that really happens is at the end it gets a verb and a het. Okay, the same rule applies for those verbs that have the prefix ont, be, ge, her. But this is the basic thing with helping verbs, the sentence structure. The helping verb goes to the second word. It pushes the main verb to the end. And if it's past tense, it's a verb and a het. If it's present tense, it's just the verb. There you go. So let's look at some sentences with the helping verb in past tense. Move myself. Oh. Okay, so I just kept the sequence or the template at the top, and I start with kon, which is could have. Die kinders kon gister hulle klere gewas het. The children could have washed their clothes yesterday. So just that was means wash, the verb there, not was as in the past tense of is. Anyway, so just a note, kon, helping verb, it moves the verb to the end, verb and het. Next one. Jy kon maandag die vergadering bevestig het. You could have Monday the meeting confirmed. Apologies, the word confirmed isn't there. So what's the rule with the helping verbs in past tense? Helping verb goes to the second place, the verb one. It pushes the verb to the end. In this case, it's not a verb because it has the bevestig. Word with the be, don't get the ge. Bevestig het. Het at the end. Die kliënt moes laas jaar die produk gekoop het. So moes is must have. The present tense is moet, so it must. Present tense must have. The client must have bought the product last year. Die kliënt moes, helping verb in the second spot. Laas jaar die produk gekoop het. So koop here is the verb. It's moved it to the end. It made the verb and a het. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at moch. Now moch means was allowed to. Mag in the present tense means allowed to. So the moch in the past tense, not a word that's used a lot. I'll use alternatives when we do helping verbs again. But let's read this sentence and see how it does. It's exactly the same. Mocht, the helping verb in the second position, it moves the verb here, which is bestuur, manage, to the end with a het. Die ou man mocht in die verlede 'n groot besigheid bestuur het. The old man was allowed to manage a big business in the past. Okay, let's look at so. So is would have. Okay, haar ma sou die geskenke gebring het. I didn't add the time there, just to remind you that you don't always need a past time word in a sentence. The so and the gebring het, or the verb and het, shows the past tense. The time word just gives more details about it. So just as a reminder, that doesn't need a time. Even in the second one, doesn't need an object. If you have a subject and a verb, well, in this case, a subject, a helping verb, and a verb, you've got a sentence. Okay, haar ma sou die geskenke gebring het. So, geverb het. Sy skoonma, his mother-in-law, so would have vir 'n week gekuier het. She would have visited for a week. So what is the verb in this, the main verb in the sentence? Kuier. Okay, so the helping verb takes that space from the second spot and moves the main verb to the end, a verb and het. I think you're seeing a pattern. Are you seeing a pattern? I'll help you at the end of this to see that pattern. Let's look at wou. Sy wou haar nuwe rekenaar geprogrammeer het. Wou being wanted to. What is the verb in this sentence? The main verb. Okay, so when you have the main verb and a helping verb, the helping verb goes to that verb 1 space, and in the past tense it moves the main verb to the end, a verb and a het. Sy wou haar nuwe rekenaar geprogrammeer het. She wanted to program her new computer. Let's look at hy. Hy wou gister die tafel geverf het. What is the verb in this, the main verb in this sentence? You automatically know where to look at the end. Verf. Okay, he wanted to paint the table. Good. So this is the formula for past tense and helping verbs. It's always the same. Helping verb goes to that verb 1 position, and the verb and het goes to the end. And I want to have a quick look at this. So this is still at the top. It's the past tense. Helping verb, time, object. Sorry, what am I doing? Subject, helping verb, time, object, verb, and het. Okay, that's the past tense. So let's look at this sentence. Hy wou gister die tafel geverf het. He wanted to paint the table. What would this sentence be if it was in present tense? Hy wil die tafel verf. So wou in the present tense is wil. You don't need a time word unless you want to say it now, like no, but you don't need the time word for the present tense. Die tafel verf. So that is the same sequence. You have wil, helping verb at the verb 1 spot, and it moved the other verb to the end of the sentence, verf. And this is what the assessment's going to be. I'm going to use all the sentences that we have in this specific video, and I'm going to either ask you, okay, take this present tense sentence that has a helping verb and put it into past tense, or take this past tense sentence that has a helping verb and put it in the present tense, just so you can practice that wil and wou, sal and so, moet and moes, mag and moch. I'll do one of them in there so you can have them. Okay, so that is the end of all our foundational knowledge of past tense in Afrikaans. Anything else that we're going to do is just a quick top up or just a quick reference to this specific word and this context. We'll still be doing past tense for Afrikaans. And just one small note, the compound verbs are the only ones that will trick you up at the moment, and you'll recognize them by the preposition that's attached before them. Ophou, aanraai, afhaal. Those are the only ones that change the word order a bit, and you might see them or you might be using them, but they'll come in time. If you don't want to wait, click on the lessons that are referring to compound verbs and do the lesson. Okay, so that's it. Lekker dag. Bye-bye.